Well, welcome back to the arcade. Today we're going to do something a little different. I have this little multifunction tester, the TC-1, that I picked up, I guess a couple years ago off of eBay. Relatively cheap. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I don't think they run too awfully expensive. And basically what it is a multifunction tester. It'll test transistors, diodes, capacitors. I believe it even tests Zener diodes. And it even has the infrared tester where you can test infrared remote controls. So it's kind of a handy little tool for times when you got a transistor or something you want to test and you don't want to go lug out your multimeter. Just something fast and quick you can stick in here and hit the button, and on the screen it pops up and tells you what it is, and it also tells you like if you put in a transistor with 3 legs, you put them in the corresponding either 1, 2, or 3 pins, and it'll come up on the screen. It'll tell you which pin is the base, which is the collector, and which is the emitter. So it's a handy little tool for identifying transistors and whatnot. The problem with this one is the battery has gone bad. It has a USB charge cable that comes with it, and it has a rechargeable battery built into it. So what you have to do is you have to take it apart to replace the battery. So I've already done that. I've taken it apart, and that's because I had to order a battery for it. Now the battery was just stuck with this adhesive tape to the back of the plastic housing here, and this is the battery that was in it. Now if anybody's familiar with these type of batteries, this is a I guess a lithium ion battery, or yeah, it's a single cell lithium battery. And these batteries have a voltage of what is it, 3, I want to say 3.7 volts. Yeah, 3.7 volts a cell. So 1 cell battery is going to be 3.7 volts. Now you might ask, where would you get a battery like this to replace it with? Well, you could go on eBay. eBay, you can find these batteries on eBay. But what I like to do is, my other hobby besides collecting and fixing video games and pinball machines is radio control models. Radio control airplanes, helicopters, cars, you name it. If it's radio control, at one time or another I've had it. And the hobby in the last, well, I guess at least, gosh, has it been maybe 10 years now, has gone from glow fuel to basically most everything is battery powered now. And of course we use these lithium batteries to power the models. So you can go to my favorite hobby store online, because there's not many hobby stores still left around in the wild now. There are a few, like, you know, Hobbytown USA, and I think we still have one close around here, but it's been a while since I've been to it. But anyway, if you go online and do a search for Hobby King, you can find their website, and they have an assortment of this type of batteries, both in the single cell or multi-cell packs. And they have a nice little battery finder where you can go on there, you just type in the specifications of what you want, a 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, whatever, or you can type in the measurements. You can take the dimensions of the battery, and you can put the dimensions in, and it'll come up with all the selections that they have that's within that particular selection. So it just makes it easy to try to find and locate a battery that'll fit your application. Okay, well, here's Hobby King's website, and here's the batteries. And you can go here, if you want LiPo batteries, you click on LiPo, and then you can go down here, and let's see, number of cells. So we were looking for a 1-cell battery. Okay, then it'll show us all the 1-cell batteries. And you can go here and put in the height and the length in millimeters, the height in millimeters, and the width in millimeters. And that'll narrow down to a battery for the particular size you're looking for. Or you can just scroll through the list of batteries here, and they have a few that'll work. Here's one right here, 1,000 milliamp battery. No, 850, that's the one I got right there. The Zippy 850 milliamp 1S 20C LiPo. So, and the battery was only $3.29. Now it probably costs double that to ship it. Don't remember exactly what the shipping was, but still, it's a little bit cheaper than throwing the unit away and buying a new unit. So I would highly recommend buying the battery to fix the unit. And here you even have smaller batteries. Here's a little 240 milliamp battery. And then you got some here that are bigger milliamp. Here's a 5,000 milliamp battery. That would be way too big. But here's a 1,000 milliamp that might fit in there. You could look at the dimensions and see. But they also got these rechargeable 1.5 volt AA batteries, 9 volt batteries. I think they even have some AAA batteries. So they have a little bit of everything here. So if you're looking for a particular type of rechargeable battery, then try hobbyking.com, and you might be able to find what you're looking for. Now, I think I tried to get a battery a little bit bigger so it would have a little more capacity, but I tried to get it within the confines of the case. So you got to have it so it'll physically fit in the case. So let's take a look and see if this is going to fit the bill. And that's pretty darn close. It's actually a little bit bigger, and it's a little bit thicker. But I think it'll go in the case. But before we do anything, we're going to have to try it out and see. So let me go ahead and just put the board back in the case. And then I'll take the new battery. And the thing you got to be careful with these batteries is you don't want to short the leads out if it's got a charge on it. Shorting the leads out is a bad thing because the battery will short internally and it will catch on fire, and you won't be happy. So, all right, let me just go ahead and just stick this down on that, and let's see if it's going to fit. Yes, plenty of room. Only thing is, there's a little transformer in there, and I got it. It's hitting that transformer right now, so I'm going to have to reposition it a little bit so it won't hit that transformer. That transformer there is just a little bit high, so let's see. Boy, that stuck pretty darn good. So what I can do is I can kind of angle it over like that. Yeah, now it fits in there no problem at all. Okay, so now we have a plan. Now what we have to do is wire up the battery. So this battery here is a 850 milliamp battery, and this one here had no markings on it, so I have no idea what the capacity of this battery is, but I'm pretty certain, since it's smaller than this battery is bound to be a little bit more milliamp hours than this old battery here. So not necessarily, but usually with this type of battery, you can pretty much judge by the size of it. Okay, in order to make this safe, of course we can solder the wires onto the tabs here. And like I say, you don't want to short them out, but to insulate them so that they don't. See this sort of a amber colored tape right here? This on here? I think they call that Kaplan tape or something like that. Anyway, it's a specialized insulator, and it's adhesive on one side. It's just like a regular tape, and I guess it's a polymer, and it's not only strong and will protect it from stuff puncturing into it, it's also an insulator, super insulator, and it's heat resistant. It will you can heat this up pretty hot, and it won't melt or anything. So since I'm in the hobby and I do a lot of work with these type of batteries, I have a couple rolls of the tape in 2 different widths. So this small ought to do perfect for working on this battery. So got that base covered. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reuse the original wires that's on this battery. So I'm just going to clip them off right up here at the battery. And you want to dispose of these batteries in a safe manner. A lot of these places that sell batteries, like I think Batteries R Us or something like that, you can take them to the store and they'll dispose of them for you. You don't want to throw them in the trash, especially if the battery has a charge in them, because they can short out and cause a fire. And like I say, that's not a good thing. If these ever catch on fire, you don't want to breathe the fumes in, because the fumes are very toxic, and it's bad for you. Okay, first thing I need to do is clean the terminals out here where the wires go on the board. And they were soldered to these 2 terminals right there, or through holes. And it's marked 3.7 volts. The positive and negative is marked. So got my desoldering iron here fired up. Now let's go ahead and clear the holes out. I think one of them cleared out, but the other one didn't. Let's try it from this side. Alright, that looks like I got it. Okay, let's see if we can get these wires in place here. Let's strip a little more off. That's where I need 3 hands. Okay, 1 down, 1 to go. Okay, got those wires on. Now the only problem is they're not marked which is positive and which is negative. Alright, have to get the multimeter out for that. Okay, if I had to guess, I'd say the one that's got the little it look like little solder marks on them. Maybe that's positive. Let's see. Yep, that's positive. It's got 3.755 volts in it. If I switch them around, that reads negative. So that means this one right here is positive. Okay. So now, let's see if solder will stick to it. They should be solder tabs, so it shouldn't be no problem here. So let's see if we can tin both of them. Okay. Let's do the positive one first. Now, what I want to do is to fold this over. And I'm going to take some tape. Okay. And we're just encapsulating the wire completely into tape and the terminal. Okay. Now let's see if I can solder this other one. Fold it over. Again, get another piece of tape. Okay. Now I'm going to take a piece of this wider tape. Put it right down the middle of both of them. That should insulate the battery so you don't have to worry about any shorts. Okay. Now, let's see if I can get this stuck in here. Alright, it's got to kind of go that way. have to get these plates on. Now this plate here has the holes cut out for the USB port and the little charging diode. So let's see. Trying to remember which way they went. I think they went this way, so just slide it in. And see if that lines up, which it does. Then we got one in this end right here. And then we got to put this on. And we got 4 screws that goes in it. Okay. It's all back together. Now, I wonder if it'll come on if I push the button. There we go. And since I have no part in there, it says no unknown or damaged part. Okay, let's test something. Let's start out with just a resistor. Let's say you don't know the value of the resistor, and sometimes on these small resistors the colors are hard to see. Alright, well, let's just put it in 1 and 2. Hit the button, testing, resistor, 673.8K. And I think this is a 6.8K, so that's within tolerance. So, and it tells you you got it in pin 1 and pin 2. Okay. And it tells you it's a resistor, so that works. Alright, let's see what it'll do with an electrolytic capacitor. So I'll put that in 1 and 2. Testing. Capacitor. 462 microfarads, and it tells you the ESR is 0 and it's 0.05 ohms. Do it again here. Yeah, 462 microfarads. Now let me take a look and see what it is. 470 microfarads. So yeah, I'd say that's within spec. So let me see. Did it tell me which pin was positive and which was negative? Forgot to look. No, it didn't tell me that. Well, of course you can see that right on the capacitor itself, so that's no biggie. Alright, let's check this little transistor right here. It's got 3 legs. So let me get it in 1, 2, and 3. Alright, let's see what this is. And it is a BJT NPN. And it tells you what the HFE is and the well, it gives you a generalized what it is. 6.2 milliamps. The UBE 675 MW, I guess it's microvolts. So, and with the transistor, it also tells you the emitter is on 3, base is on 2, and the collector is on 1. So it will identify the emitter, collector, and base. And if you don't know what the transistor is you're looking at. Now this one here, let me take a look at it here and see what it is. This is the 2N4401. So it identified what that was. All right, let's see if it knows what this is. We'll put that in there. BJT, a PNP, and it lists the collector, the base, and the emitter, and gives you the stats on it. So if this was bad, it would also tell you if it was bad or unknown device or whatever. So, all right, well, let's see what this is. This is a TIP 42C, TIP 42C. All right, one more thing. Got a little diode here. Let's see what it tells us about this diode. All right, I put it in 1 and 2. And it says it's a diode. UF equals 668 MV, I guess that's millivolts. And it even tells you, if you look, it gives you a diagram. And so it tells you which is the anode and the cathode. It gives you the little symbol right there. And of course the black line is on the right hand side, which is in number 2. So number 2 is the cathode. So, all right, that's just a handy little tester. Nothing fancy, nothing high tech. But for what it is, it's cheap. It works good. And if you have one and the battery's gone dead, don't throw it away. I mean, I forget what I paid for the battery. It costs more to ship the battery than the battery actually cost. But if you can have a couple other items you order with it, along with it, you know, it's not so bad. But because these batteries are so dangerous to ship nowadays, it's sort of like a hazardous package, and it costs more to ship them. So, but anyway, rather than throw this thing away and buy another one, it's still your best option is to just get you another battery and install another battery. And of course, it comes with the charge cord. So charge cord just plugs right in the bottom here, and plug it into a USB port, and the little light will come on, LED, and when it's charged, the LED will go out. So there you have it. Just another little simple arcade fix. Have you had your arcade fix today?